Finding the geek within.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Starstruck, where we review Stargirl. This is episode 8. My name is Cleve.
I'm Michael.
This is Stephanie.
And today's episode started with Too Pat, Too Furious, where he decided to take his car and wreck it for Courtney's sake.
Top-notch stepdad move.
Yep.
He sacrificed his most precious item, other than, I guess, Mike. I wish you guys could see the face I just made when I had to say that.
Mike. Let's talk about Mike. Mike had a great part. Mike had a heart-to-heart. Mike gave up his pizza palooza bites, and you don't do that for
just
anybody.
pizza rolls.
But we can't say pizza roll.
We just did.
It's an
CW
alternate.
might not be able to get away with it, but we're bad boys.
Oh man, here comes the lawsuits. Friendship.sprave@gmail.com.
I think it's lawsuit. I think it's just free advertising.
That's right. The bagel bites are better though.
Yeah, Mike's coming around. I think that Mike
Look,
is
he
a
had
stand-up kid.
One redeemable moment. He's still a garbage monster who makes lava volcanoes out of candy.
Hey, that's quality
It's a
number
solid
2.
waste, man. It's a solid waste.
That's quality number 2. They ate it.
He didn't eat it all. Didn't eat it all. There's no way. He'd be
Yeah.
shitting bricks for like a week.
Him and Barbara ate it all.
And probably the dog.
Possibly the dog.
I haven't seen the dog in a while.
Because he ate the lava thing.
I want him to keep progressing though. He had one good moment. He needs to keep going.
He will. He's gonna take a note with a pink pen, and he's gonna be part of the team.
I actually am thinking that they're going to do that. So rather than the Easter egg that they dropped about his friend's name, I actually do think you're right. I think that they're going to make him the wielder of the purple pen, and I can never remember that person's name ever. It's never going to happen.
Jism.
No, because Jism, Yiz, that's what his name is. And it took me that long to get there. Yiz is the name of the genie inside of it, but I mean the person that wielded it.
So
Barbara, she's the one that wields it.
Barbara's about
Yeah.
to get run over.
Barbara's a stand-up mom, man. She's doing the best she can with the cards she was dealt.
I don't know that she is, though, but, whatever.
I mean, she's the only one that I really see working. Pat says
fair.
he's a mechanic, but I never see him actually mechanicking.
That's solid and fair.
Yeah. The only time I saw him mechanicking was on his car that broke down in the middle of the road. And then that Icicle's wife. No, not Icicle's. The Wizard's.
That is fair.
And you know what? I never see anybody in that shop. I never see him in that shop unless it's
Working on the robot.
yeah, right.
Or setting up
Justice Society. But I mean, and who moves to a small town to open up a business? I don't know. Do they not already have a mechanic?
No, apparently not.
Well, they still don't.
I mean, Pat's a good mechanic.
When he's there, what are the business hours? I need to know his shift.
He's
'Cause
there
just-
during the day when
he's-
Courtney's not screwing it up.
He's everywhere during the day.
That's fair.
So Courtney wakes up in a hospital bed and is immediately like, look at the good job I did.
She did. She's annoying as hell, too. Like, does it make you feel better that I don't like Mike, that I also don't like Courtney?
Well, you only like Pat, so.
No. There's 2 characters that have grown on me in this episode.
Okay, we'll get to it, I'm assuming. And so Pat threatens to tell Courtney's mom, and that is what makes her finally go, okay, I'll do what you say.
Yeah. Until the end of the episode where she immediately does the exact opposite.
Rush back
Again.
off. I know I got my ass kicked, but I'm going to rush in anyway.
I did appreciate the fact that the staff did respect Pat's wishes.
About as well as Courtney does for
No.
2 seconds, and then
He put up a
goes,
fight. He put up a fight. It's more than I expect.
And I like also that she's like, Pat and everybody else in danger. And then, okay, so once you find out nobody's in danger, leave.
Right.
Like, or the staff should have took her if he was really listening. Like, oh, everything's good. I got to go.
And how is in danger meaning busting through a window the first opportunity you get into the person who almost killed you?
Well,
like
her-
maybe knock on the door or something first?
She did whoop that ass, though.
Mm,
She did.
I mean, okay. But at the end of it, she was about to get stabbed in the throat.
Fair.
Yeah.
So she didn't win.
That's fair.
She was winning the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, but because of that, I wonder Henry's going to be interesting of like which side he ends up on because
Right.
he's not a bad guy. He didn't want to help Cindy because he could hear Cindy's evil thoughts, so he ended up helping Courtney.
So,
but then he was concerned because Cindy was gone.
Did either of you guys have a really tough time watching any scene with him?
How much he just fake act struggles.
Yes, that and whatever sound effect they had to put in there while it was happening. And maybe it's because I had my headphones on while I was watching it, but it genuinely gave me a headache. And I don't usually complain a whole lot about high-pitched noises.
the power sound that it makes?
Yeah.
His, like, struggle with his brain.
I thought you meant like him.
Him too. I think he's a terrible actor. I think Icicle's kid's the worst of them all.
Well,
but
to be fair, I have to pretend I have a headache. There's not great acting range.
I mean, it's about the same as Jean Grey and Magneto having their
and those were putting your hands on your head and making women moaning noises.
Yeah, that's fair.
Right. At least if you have like shivs coming out of your arms, you can be like, "Ha!"
Right. You look at me swinging
Nobody
my
can
shiv.
see me doing this, but
I just have to go.
and touch my head.
By the way, if you just gave her fangs, she's basically Baraka.
Yeah, shave her head. I'm in. So let's jump into that then. So one, Courtney needs to have a better face about things that happen. Because when Cindy walks into her room, never is she like playing it off well.
No, she's real bad at that.
And then Cindy is the most scary character, I still feel, short of her father, just because I haven't seen enough yet. But the playing the whole thing off, there's the difference. There's Courtney, who can't keep a straight face for a second, and then there's Cindy, who had an entire conversation, and then at the end was like, "Okay, bye, Stargirl."
Right. I like that whole conversation. I was like, does she know? I can't tell if she knows. But Courtney's face is giving it away. If she didn't know, she knows now.
That just goes to speak on the fact that costume's not doing enough for her. She needs a whole
Maybe
hood.
if she covered her midriff.
Is that what it was? Like, I've seen that midriff somewhere.
I've seen that.
I mean, it might have helped her from getting stabbed.
That's fair.
It's just not functional. So much road rash.
I know, and that's why I'll bring it up every time.
And so then we get to their fighting. Cindy's about to probably kill her. And then Brainwave Jr. comes out and makes a for real Brainwave. And also knows that Courtney's Stargirl now.
Yeah, she gave that away real quick. Like, you had to battle Brainwave one time, and you knew to, like, kind of keep your shit together. But you tried to fight his kid, and you're like, oh, fucking Stargirl. Stargirl? Stargirl?
So half the town, as far as I know, knows that Courtney's Stargirl.
Might as well.
Yeah.
At
but
least
somehow
a good percent.
Cindy's dad can't figure it out.
Nobody else can find her. And then for some reason, Cindy's like, I'm not going to snitch on you because we have more episodes in the season, but I'll be back.
Also, Cindy's dad apparently has video cameras everywhere. How does he not know who she is at this point? They're running around outside Cindy's house in costumes.
Well, the one spot, he was like, I don't have cameras there. And he was able to, that's how we got out of not knowing that Pat was involved and blah, blah, blah. I'm real curious about him and the whole don't make me remove my hood thing.
I loved that part.
Do you know?
I could not find a single thing
have
about
any
it.
theories?
He's reptilian. He has reptilian deformities. Okay, fun facts. This is the fun fact I have for you for today. Dr. Ito and the Dragon King, two different people in the DC comic book universe.
Okay.
So it's kind of interesting that they brought them together as one person. I will say that their histories kind of have similar. They both worked for Japan in World War II, and both were horrible people. Dr. Ito, though, was basically like a little tiny. Yeah, he was like 4'8", bald, ugly-looking, terrifying human being who even Adolf Hitler himself ranked as a worse human being than Adolf Hitler. But anyway, so they're two different people, but Dr. Ito in the Stargirl universe has been around since 1901 and has been using reptilian DNA to help splice and mutate himself. So I imagine underneath that, he looks like what King Koopa thought he looked like in the Mario live action movie.
If we're going to do this, don't reference that anymore. Yeah, I'm so curious now. I'm like, no, you should do it. Do it.
Yeah,
Take your hood off.
remove it. Take it off. But yeah, no, I thought it's interesting that they mix the two characters together. But yeah, no, I'm really curious what's behind that mask.
So I want to talk about Icicle's section, and then we'll get into the shenanigans that the team got into without Courtney. So Icicle invites that guy in and then threatens him, like straight up threatens him, and then freezes the door without touching it. Did he do that with his mind? Was it already cold?
I thought that was really interesting, actually, because I am familiar with Iceman, but he needs some source to make ice
Or
happen.
it has to come from his hand or his mouth, or like if he
Right.
blew and then it got really cold, that would have been something. Or if he'd have reached out and made it cold, that would have been something. But it was
instead he
just cold.
touched the handle and suddenly it was really cold. Did you get like a Captain Planet vibe when he was first starting to talk, and then he brought up his wife, and I was like, oh, now you're just a vengeful dick.
Well, he could be both.
It was a real Captain Planet until he was like, your company killed my wife's at her school. And then it was like, oh, okay, you don't really care about the environment. You just want to murder people.
I think it's revenge for his wife, and if I can save the planet, also, that's a plus. He asked him if he knew how to whistle, and I remember that being a sexy question, and then it wasn't when he asked it. It was a real terrifying question when he asked it. And then he freezes him, which was terrible acting on the freezing him part. Like I don't know. But then he falls and then breaks into little pieces.
I think so. It makes it sound like he does. But they used all the CGI for Icicle's moment,
Yeah.
so...
I imagine the criminal investigation is going to be like, what the fuck is this? I'm not... What am I supposed to do with this?
This
Just
isn't Gotham, damn it.
Little chunks of this guy everywhere. Close the hotel. We're just going to move. Let's do it.
I was just going to say, I imagine every single citizen of Blue Valley is just like, come on, guys, this is fucking bullshit. Why are we having to deal with this crap? There's no Superman, no Batman, and we've got this guy turning people into ice now.
Every one of them, they're like, you want to go out? I'm like, nah, man, this shit's getting crazy out there.
You're right.
You hear about that Stargirl blowing up shit? Nah, man, I'm good. All right, so let's talk about the rest of the team. They had a little B side mission, and Michael texted me, and it said, "Oh, Beth."
Oh, Beth, you idiot! I love her though. She's really grown on me.
I like Beth. She stood up to. She was more of a leader than Courtney has been this entire show.
Yeah, she is, and that's a big reason why I thought big redeemable arc for her, or period in the arc for her. But
yeah, you said that the last episode that you thought she was going to be right hand to Courtney, and that showed it pretty well.
She however, really followed suit in the whole "don't fucking listen to Pat" thing.
Just off the rails in there.
So much that we end up in the lair next to Solomon Grundy.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as she heard him, though, she booked it.
I'm going to tell you now.
She was trying to be brave, but it was real stupid.
When you find a secret lair, you just say, oh, there was a secret lair, and then you leave.
Yeah. Oh, guys, look, I found this thing. Hey, or not even. I don't even think I'd get that far. I have no powers. I'd be like, hey, there's a door with a pin pad. That's weird. And then just leave.
Also,
right. The code is 19999 pounds.
One of the most brilliant minds in all of the Japanese army, and his fucking security code is 1999. Is he just a big Prince fan?
Mm-hmm. That's what I assume. When nobody's in the player,
like Y2K. I don't know.
Yeah, that was odd.
1999. I saw that shit.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. I just assume it's some Easter egg of some sort. I just didn't look it up.
Maybe. I would say that makes me want to go back to the other episode where Cindy punches in the code and see if it matches up.
Yeah, I assume it's this is the year this character came out or something like that. So did you both enjoy Beth's cheerleader moves?
Oh, on the front porch.
When she got a half an inch off the ground. She's supposed to be a superhero.
Yep.
She got a half an inch off the ground.
She needed practice.
Well, here's the thing. Like, as supposedly the smart one in the group, how are we not like, man, if Cindy sees us here and sees Pat, she's going to know that's Courtney's dad, and obviously this is not going to go well.
Right. I like when, so she's in the room forever. They finally get her out, and then Pat is yelling at them, and then Yolanda's like still dressed like Wildcat, and he's like, what do you can't just, it's like daytime? What are we doing here? We have to leave. I would have made her go somewhere else. I'm like, you go on your own, and we'll catch up with you once you've changed clothes.
Well, and the crazy part is all she has to do is take off the cowl.
Yeah, she just had to take off the headpiece. The clothes turn into oversized sweats, basically, and she's good to go.
No, because I think they made it seem like when they were suiting up that now all of a sudden it's just put the cowl on and the suit appears. Like, that's the way it looked in the scene when they showed up, to me, like when she showed up with Our Man. She just put the thing on and all of a sudden it came back to her and she was outfit.
In this episode?
Yeah.
Because you didn't see it in this episode. He pulled out his hourglass. She got the helmet, and then that was the last thing you saw. Next thing you know, she was at the window. Which also, I think, just how badass Cindy is to be like, someone was in here. Nobody touched anything, but someone was here. I know it.
Yeah. I mean, the picture of her dad was gone. Also, who has that many pictures of themselves on the wall?
Cindy.
I'm real curious though about the wife or the mom, whatever.
Yeah,
the
we
woman.
had no information on her. Yeah, that was odd.
I'm wondering, did he create her? Is
That's
that
kind of
why
what it
there's no
seems like.
info? And that's why Cindy doesn't want her, or I guess the dad doesn't want Cindy to mess with her because it takes so long to create a human being.
Is that the 2 weeks of training, quote unquote, that he said that it takes, is taking this embryo and making it a person so that they can be your stepmom?
Yeah.
I was thinking like a golem made out of clay.
That's fair. Yeah, we talked about it all really fast, but a lot of action in this episode. A lot of moving pieces. Now that we've established everybody, we can just cut scene to scene and have everybody doing different things, and it's
Right.
interesting.
Because you already know who they are and you understand their story, so you just keep going.
I still think that the villains are more entertaining than the heroes, but we'll see.
Evidently, the reason it's 1999 is because that's when Stargirl made her debut.
Hmm.
Still dumb. That's not a secret.
You could have made it like the whole date, and that would have at least been more.
Right? Like 5,
Make it more than a
3,
4-digit code.
19, or 99 or something. Like, you didn't even have to have it as whatever number. You could have it as 15 different numbers if you wanted.
I'm pretty sure my
Fake
whatever
keypad.
app password has to be more complicated than that.
To be fair, I guess nobody gets that far into the house.
Okay.
Apparently, she just lets anybody they want in.
Yeah, come on in. Have some cookies. Who takes villain cookies?
Oh, we didn't even talk about the fact that she made a move on Pat.
She did make a move.
She made that move.
And Pat was like, "I get the fuck out of here."
I appreciate the awkwardness of him being like, "No, I gotta go. Bye." Yeah, no,
Where's
I
your
left
daughter?
her
Oh,
phone.
she already left. I'm just here for no reason. She left. I'm bye.
So, does this episode intrigue you more or less than the last one did?
Probably more. It has a lot more moving parts going on. I want to know what's under that mask.
I imagine
I
he
just-
looks just real
I
deformed.
still just don't understand how nobody knows who Courtney is. Like, how is Cindy the only one to figure this out?
Cindy's got it all down, man.
I think it's hilarious, though, that she's not telling her dad about it yet because she wants to be the one to kill Stargirl and get the spot at the table.
Well, what I think is interesting is, in Arrow, it took forever for Oliver Queen to be like, all right, I'll let somebody be in with me. We've established a whole team, and we're episode 8. That's fast.
I think it intrigues me more. The two characters that really shined to me, and I'm starting to really like, is Cindy and Beth.
Cindy's really got a lot of interesting angles to her.
She's a solid villain.
You know
She's
what?
gonna be a good villain like season 2, I think.
You poo on Henry, but Henry's going to have a lot of interesting little turns about him as well.
I could see that. I mean, he's okay, but I imagine again, season 2, he'll grow.
Yeah.
How many episodes are we getting out of this?
What's the average? Let's see.
That's
I
the
wonder
great
if
question.
he'll go more towards the villain side and then he'll become good,
I'm
or
sure.
opposite.
Ooh, Arrow season 1 had 23.
Yikes.
I don't know if we're getting that though.
I would imagine that he's gonna like play the middle all the time.
Flash season 1 had
For a long
23.
time. Like I imagine him being kind of an anti-hero. Like he does good things, but is a dick.
Black Lightning season 1 had 13.
What
So
about Supergirl?
Supergirl's tricky because CW owned her before, or not CW, CBS owned her before the CW did,
Oh.
but she had 20, and Batwoman, almost a girl,
Well, I mean, she just straight up quit. So
had 20. Hey, but they already recast,
they are recasting.
and I'm
Already.
interested. I'm curious. I might go back and watch it just so I can see how they explain that. Like, oh, remember when she got shot in the face? That sucked. Anyway, I'm Batwoman now.
Is Batwoman worth watching?
I
No.
don't know. I've never given it an actual shot.
Based on her cameo in Arrow, no.
So Michael hasn't either.
I don't care for her. I know she's got a lot of hype behind her, the actress, but I did not care for her.
I don't know her at all. But I
She's
think
in Orange is the New Black, and then she was in a couple other like random things here and there. But I think she started out as a model.
I could see that. I don't know. It's weird. She was just like, we're just mutually done. Like, no. Nobody does that. Nobody's. It's like when you like, oh, me and her broke up, but it was mutual. No, it wasn't. It was someone's idea first. But
Because no one comes to the table and goes, I think we should break up same time. You think it's okay, let's go.
ready? Say what you're thinking. 1, 2, 3. We should break up.
Quick question for you. Steve, you probably have an answer. I don't know. Stephanie, have you seen any? Oh, you've seen Arrow, so you've seen
Yeah.
some CW DC shows. If you were to have one DC show mashed together or have a crossover event with them, what would it be? Who would it be?
With Stargirl.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Arrow, so that would be fun. But Flash would be interesting too.
Are we talking in a world where Arrow still exists?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
didn't hear that part. Okay.
And honestly, any DC character. If you want to throw the Justice League in there, that's fine.
Or it might make sense. Is Justice League the one with they start out with Canary and they time travel a bunch?
That's the Legends of Tomorrow.
Legends of Tomorrow.
I can see her running into them. That's a lot of people to keep track of, but they've been seeming to do a good job with their crossovers.
Can
Yeah.
you imagine Doom Patrol crossover thing?
Oh man,
Don't watch that. I don't think they'd allow Brendan Fraser's character on. They couldn't allow him.
I would. You know what? The way you would play that off is I would just cut them off all the time.
Yeah, fair.
But
He goes to that word a lot.
I think Flash, because I think that Cisco would have a lot of fun with all these new people and all their new names. Because that's like his thing, is naming the people.
Yeah, I think it would be also cool. I would land on. Like I said, I think it'd be funny if Doom Patrol, but I think that Flash would make the most sense. I think that Barry Allen would be a good mentor.
Well,
Flash
especially
does
because
make
they have a Flash, so it'd be.
Oh yeah.
It would really mess with Pat to see another Flash. It's not his Flash.
Or possibly, oh no, because his Flash is currently stuck in the Speed Force.
I think we
running.
fixed that
Okay.
with the crossover thing and
I can't remember where that's at.
the sacrifice of Oliver Queen.
Really, I think this is so off topic. Never mind. I was saying the DC universe would be so much better off without the Flash, but that's just out there. Let's just leave that there.
Well, he's out there choking bitches. Is that what you mean?
No, I didn't mean it that way. But
Oh.
I just meant
Because he keeps messing everything up?
he messes a lot up, man. A lot of these events are because of him. These cataclysmic events are because of him. 90% of the time, I feel like.
But a lot of them are like, man, if you weren't really fast, we would be fucked.
But did he start those?
Some. 50-50. And you know what? If you're messing them all up and fixing them, and then fixing the ones you didn't mess up, that's 100% right there. You're batting it out.
That's fair. But John Diggle's kid's now never going to be the same. So
They fixed that too.
Oh, did they?
And the last episode of Arrow, now he has a boy and a girl.
Oh.
So now he dumped him with 2 kids.
Yeah, another one. Well, hold on a second. Is the Flash paying child support? Because I didn't sign up for 2 mouths to feed.
But that's because of. So we'll wrap it up. When Oliver sacrificed himself at the end of Crisis, he fixed basically anything that he just felt like wasn't right. So his mom's back alive. Thea's fine. Diggle's got his son and daughter. What else? They're all in the same universe. It was a bunch of nothing's what you thought it is anymore. Just clean sweep it.
That makes sense.
You know who I want on the show is Mr. Terrific. He was good stuff. The black dude with the fro on his face.
Yeah, no.
I was just making sure everybody knew.
Mr. Terrific was good.
I said it and everybody looked so.
I was thinking.
Everybody, let us know what you thought about the episode in the comments below. We are Friendship Supreme across all social medias. Give us a quick Google, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Twitter has no eyes in the word friendship because all eyes are on the YouTube channel. Go to YouTube, search Friendship Supreme. We'll be there. Anywhere you can find a podcast. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/Friendship Supreme. We are still working on getting the CW to pick up the show. So if you can repost and at them, let them know that we have opinions that should be heard. My name's Cleve.
I've been Michael.
This is Stephanie.
I'm trying to think of what the lesson learned in this episode was, but I don't think I learned anything.
Courtney's never going to grow up.
I got to make that funny, Stephanie. That's just a fact. Oh, what you said to me was a fact. And remember, sometimes when people get in fake car wrecks, it makes you think that your older stepsister isn't as bad as she seems. That's it.